Welcome to the Switched Out Podcast, where we encourage you to think beyond what you hear. I'm your host, and I go by the name of Smooth. And welcome back again to episode 58 of the podcast. On episode 58, I'll actually update the Billboard charts for you. I'll let you know what new music is coming out this Friday, May 12th. And last but not least, I'll give you my take on John Mayer's The Search for Everything. But before we jump into all of that, I do want to let you guys know that you can find the podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And also follow me at jacksjournal.com. And you can also check me out on Twitter at jacksjournal. And that's JACS journal.com. You can actually find my written take and the Switched Out podcast on jacksjournal.com. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. On the Billboard 200, Kendrick Lamar grabs a third week at number 1 as Damn earns 173,000 units. 57,000 of those were traditional album sales. The Gorillaz hop in at number 2 with Humans, earning 140,000 units. 115,000 of those were traditional album sales. Mary J. Blige lands at number 3 with Strength of a Woman, earning 78,000 units. 72,000 of those were traditional album sales. And last but not least, the country legend Willie Nelson, he drops in at number 10 with God's Problem Child, earning 36,000 units. 34,000 of those were traditional album sales. So congrats to all of those: Mary J. Blige, the Gorillaz, K-Dot for a third week, and Willie Nelson. So let's move on to the Hot 100. Congratulations, DJ Khaled, We the Best. His latest single, I'm the One, featuring Justin Bieber, Quavo, Chance the Rapper, and Lil Wayne, debuts atop Billboard's Hot 100 chart. I'm the One is DJ Khaled and Chance the Rapper's first number 1 record. Quavo, who you know is a member of the Migos, he scored his first number 1 earlier this year with Bad and Bougie, but this is not Quavo's first chart topper. Like I said earlier, he hit number 1 with Bad and Bougie as a member of the Migos. And I'm One is also the 4th number 1 for Justin Bieber and the 3rd number 1 for Lil Wayne. So congrats to DJ Khaled. He says it all the time, we the best, and he's proven that he's the best. I mean, shining with Beyonce and Jay-Z, it's done well earlier this year, but he debuts at number 1 with his latest single, I'm the One, and his next album is actually expected later on this year. So I'm excited about DJ Khaled and what he has going on. And also congratulations to Assad, his son Assad, who is reportedly executive producing DJ Khaled's latest album. And audience, if you don't know, Assad is only about 6 or 7 months. So his dad is really setting things up for him, and that's one of the things that I love about DJ Khaled. Not only that, but so much else. The guy has absolutely great energy. Again, congratulations to everybody on the I'm the One record: DJ Khaled, Chance the Rapper, Quavo, Justin Bieber, and Lil Wayne. And congrats to all the people who made waves on the Billboard 200 with their latest albums. Let's go ahead and jump into what's new. So this Friday, May 12th, look out for new albums from 3-time Grammy-winning country stars Zac Brown Band. They're back with their latest album, Welcome Home. R&B star LaToya Luckett returns with her latest album, Back to Life. Cleveland MC Machine Gun Kelly is back with his latest effort, Bloom. Pop rock band Paramore, they return with After Laughter. And last but not least, Harry Styles of One Direction is releasing his first self-titled solo album. So again, look out for new albums from Zac Brown Band, LaToya Luckett, Machine Gun Kelly, Paramore, and Harry Styles. So let's go ahead and jump into the review, and I'm sure this is what most of you came here for. But if you've never heard any of my reviews or takes before, I'd just like to give you a quick bio. Most importantly, if you don't know who John Mayer is, but chances are if you're listening, you might know most of what I'm actually going to tell you. So, but for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a quick bio. I'll keep it as short and sweet as I possibly can. So here we go. John Mayer was born October 16, 1971 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. He attended Berklee College of Music for a couple semesters, but moved to Atlanta to pursue a music career. Mayer's time in work in Atlanta led to the release of an EP in 1999 titled Inside Wants Out. He scored a deal with Aware and Columbia Records in 2000, and his 4-time platinum Room for Squares followed in 2001. His sophomore album, Heavier Things, dropped in 2003, and he scored 2 Grammys for the popular single, Daughters. Mayer explored blues and rock and roll with the John Mayer Trio on Try in 2005, and between 2009 and 2012, he released 3 more albums including Battle Studies, Born and Raised, and Paradise Valley. So to date, John Mayer has released 7 solo albums, earned 7 Grammy Awards, and 6 top 20 hits on Billboard's Hot 100, including No Such Thing, Your Body is a Wonderland, Daughters, Waiting on the World to Change, Say, and Who Says. Audience, I'll go ahead and give you guys my take on John Mayer's latest album, The Search for Everything. Heartbreak is a feeling we all experience at some point in life. For some, the sorrow festers internally, and others choose to share their struggle openly with the rest of us. John Mayer, one of modern music's great intergenre talents, falls in the latter group. His 7th studio album, The Search for Everything, is the story of a heartbroken man seeking answers after losing the one he loves most. The album lacks necessary specifics, which makes it difficult to decipher if the music is personal or fictional. Make no mistake, all 12 of the album's songs were written solely by Mayer himself, which supports the dangerous assumption that it is more biographical than imagined. Prior to The Search for Everything's release, the guitar virtuoso joined a small group of bankable artists in the game of most creative release. Honestly, there is no official competition, but the ever-evolving music industry constantly demands bigger and better ways to release new music. The Search for Everything didn't arrive in surprising fashion like Beyonce's 2013 self-titled album or Kanye West's Fix It As You Go, The Life of Pablo, but it was clever enough to get your attention. John Mayer's strategy was to simply release 4 songs every month until the album's arrival. The sets of 4 came in the form of EPs titled The Search for Everything Wave 1 and 2. They also managed to earn the singer 2 #1 albums in consecutive months on Billboard's Top Rock Albums chart. The music itself is just as diverse as any other album in Mayer's genre-hopping catalog. His nearly peerless skill set has always been his best asset. His musical range draws from various influences which prevent him from being pegged as just this or that. Throughout The Search for Everything, he utilizes the many tools in his arsenal, which include 70s soul, 80s pop, modern country, and 70s soft rock. Still, the bigger theme centers around his heartbroken quest for new or that same old love. Still Feel Like Your Man begins with John riffing more like Marvin Gaye, but it's still enjoyable nonetheless. He foolishly refuses the advances of the most beautiful girl in the room and sadly keeps his ex's shampoo because he can't get over her. He appears to be in denial on the somber emoji of a wave. He admits that he continues to hold on, believing that the relationship's pause is only temporary. Oddly enough, the song's string arrangements and background vocals make it more relaxing than defeating. Helpless inches towards frustration and aggression. It is the closest thing to hard rock on the album and represents Mayer at his best. Love on the Weekend sounds like it dropped right out of the 80s. If it's set between Tears for Fears and the Romantics on an 80s playlist, you wouldn't even know it. Moving On and Getting Better finds John longing for one last interaction with his lost love. The track itself plays like contemporary blues. It's so smooth and packed with his irresistible guitar playing that you forget how sad the subject matter truly is. He seems to have a drunken fling on Rosie, but even she has enough sense to realize something isn't right. The horns on Rosie add to an amazing arrangement and mostly resemble a Chicago classic. Mayer explores country on the shuffling Roll It On Home. He attempts to get back in the dating game but falls victim to his heartbroken ways. He texts his former flame, but sadly all 10 texts of the conversation were his. The Search for Everything's final song, You're Gonna Live in Me, concludes a dejected album with an even more bummed out take. And audience, this is coming from the song itself, and I quote John Mayer, and he says, "When the pastor asks the pews for reasons he can't marry you, I'll keep my word in my seat, but you're gonna live forever in me, I guarantee. Just wait and see." Depending on who you ask, Some would call that romantic, but others might call it pathetic. Either way, I think it is John Mayer's story to tell whether you or I like it or not. He just so happens to fall in the group that's willing to share his personal experiences. The only difference is that he's probably better at it than you or me. So there you go, audience. That's my take on John Mayer's album, and honestly, it's one of my favorite albums this year. There's a lot of enjoyable songs on the album. Still Feel Like Your Man, Emoji of a Wave, Helpless, Moving On and Getting Over, Rosie, Roll It On Home. I mean, there's about 6 or 7 tracks that I really like on this album. I won't say he's doing anything that's necessarily new or innovative, but it's another solid release from John Mayer. And at this point in his career, I really don't expect him to push the envelope, if that makes any sense. But if you love John Mayer, you'll love this album. And if you're not a fan of John Mayer, I would still say go pick it up. But I would definitely recommend that if you're listening to it, if you haven't heard it or if you haven't purchased it, you should actually go out and get it. I think it is worth the money. So that's actually my take. Like I said, I enjoyed the album, and audience, if you've made it this far, thank you for listening. I sincerely appreciate it, and I hope that you continue to listen to not only this podcast, but all other 57 episodes of Switch Style. But thank you again, and again, my name is Smooth, and you can find this podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And also, go check out my website. It's jacksjournal.com. Follow me on Twitter @jacksjournal. And again, you can check out my written reviews and the podcast at jacksjournal.com. That's JACS journal.com. And again, you can find the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and YouTube. But thanks again for listening, everybody. I sincerely appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.